Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So this is my first impressions video. I've played the game 2-3 times, and I kind of want to put my thoughts down on video because I'm having a sneaking suspicion I'm not going to like this game, but I'm interested to see because something is pulling me back to it. And that's very unique to a game that I want to go back to. It might be the theme a little bit. It might be the experience. Maybe I expected more from it. I'm not really sure yet. I'll have another video in the future that kind of tells you maybe were my first impressions right or were they wrong. But these are them. So my first impressions is the box seemed like it had a lot of stuff in it. It was a little overwhelming. I thought it was going to be a much larger, grandiose game than it was. The majority of the box is going to be the packaging, to be honest. It's like the insert. The pieces really aren't that much, and there's a lot in it. So you have a base game, you have an expansion, you have an Automa, you have a way to play as Holmes. So there's kind of like 4 different variations, and some of those require different components, and so that's fine. I found the game to play really quick. So our first game, somebody won on the 3rd turn or something like that, maybe 3rd or 4th. It was like 10 minutes into the game, 15 maybe, and it's a 3-player game, and they was like, wow, that's it. And it appears that you start with a lot of cubes, and if you don't lose those cubes a lot at the beginning, and you can control what comes out, I think that you're going to win fairly quickly. And I don't think I played optimally. Like, I explored I did something like the first turn. I was the first player, didn't have anything else to do, so I just explored. And then those cubes went out. Maybe I should have been more strategic about what went out. But if you need the same cubes as somebody else, then it's just the way that it is and what's available in the gondola, you're kind of stuck there. I don't know. I did like the mechanism that they took from Puerto Rico where I take an action, everybody gets to do it, but I get a little bit better of an action. A lot of times those actions didn't help. I would have liked it if, like, it was move and then you get to collect something. Because once everybody moved, if I was the one moving them, for the majority of the point, at least at the beginning of the game, our games were really, really short, they were kind of set up to just collect on their turn, and then they got to collect first. So I spent my turn moving them, and I guess I could just not move them, but then everybody's not moving everybody? I don't know. Just felt like whoever was the one moving or exploring was the one losing out all the time. And I got kind of stuck in a circle just the way that we were doing things. Maybe we could have been more strategic about it. Remember, this is a first impression. It felt like I was always in the spot of being the one to explore, and because there was nothing else really to do, and then everybody else got the benefit of collecting evidence first or doing better things. It felt like just the rhythm of the game, I was off the rhythm of the game. So that kind of happened, and I wanted to experience that because I wanted to come back and tell it to you. So I'm not complaining that it happened to me. I'm saying, hey, this was an experience at the table. If this would have happened to Cam, I would be telling you what happened to him and the feelings that he had. They just so happened to happen to me. And that could be a little bit of a bummer of a game. I felt like the actions were really straightforward. It was like move, explore, collect evidence, which is really what you're doing. So it was just the same thing over and over again. The event cards brought out some fun things to do. Maybe we didn't get to them quick enough on some of the games, but my wife just had the strategy of getting the cubes, and she was able to get the cubes. Holmes, at the beginning of the game, he moves out. It's kind of randomized based on what card flips over. But a lot of times he didn't move because there weren't enough tiles out yet. So obviously the more tiles there are, the more likely when you flip over a card, that tile will be out, so he will move. If that tile isn't out when the option's on, then he doesn't move at all. So at the beginning, when there's 2 tiles out, let's say there's 26 tiles in the stack, you have a 2 out of 26 chance. Later on in the game, when there's 10 out, you have a 10 out of 26. So it just felt like he wasn't moving around as much, so I felt like maybe he would be more of a diversion later in the game. This felt like it lent itself to a quick exit early in the game. So because he's not moving around as much, he's not taking the cubes from you, it felt like that maybe earlier in the game, there'd be a better chance of somebody ending it preemptively, a little bit too early, where you didn't get to experience the game enough. That's kind of a thing that we had. Now, there's a lot of reviews out on this. Most of those reviews, I feel like, are the paid kind, where they got an early release of the game. They tend to be a little bit more positive. So it was really hard for me to find something on the game that was like, okay, what experience did you have and what should I be feeling? So I wanted to put something quick up to say, hey, this is kind of the feeling I'm getting. What kind of feeling are you getting? Comment on this because I want to know. Because this is a game I really want to like. This is a game that I think could really work for me. I like the thematic of it, of the serial killer being there and trying to catch him with the clues. I like the round thing, how you get to do the action. Everybody gets to do it, but you get a little bit better action. For Puerto Rico, I like all of that. I like exploring. I like the different tiles and how the hotel is really weird and spooky, and I like that. but the gameplay just wasn't fun. It felt like it petered out to me. Hopefully we can get some conversation on this if enough people are playing the game. I didn't notice a lot of activity on the BGG page, so I'm kind of hoping that we might get a conversation started so I can kind of know, are you feeling the same way I am about this game? Right now, I'm leaning towards a Purge. I'm not quite there yet. These are just my first impressions. I'm going to go through some of the solo again, play multiplayer a couple more times, and then I'll be able to make some final decisions on this one. But man, this is one I really, really want to like, and so far I don't. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Everyone have a great day.